When my husband Jules told me, let's build a boat and go sailing to faraway places, it sounded very romantic to me. All I was able to think of was beautiful islands, white sand beaches, crystal clear waters, and a lot of fun times. After all, isn't that what most people dream of? I was 23 years old, and I never dreamed then that my decision would last my entire adult lifetime. Very soon I realized that the decision I had made involved much, much more than just good times. The building of Emerald Steel took an incredible amount of work, especially because I did all the welding. But even after the launching of the boat, I started to realize the work would never end. After all, if you want to have a job done right and save money, you have to do it yourself. So this is my story, how I grew from a young woman to a full-fledged first mate. How I faced all the different challenges and overcame my own insecurities to be able to handle many types of tasks that most people used to consider to be only man's work. Luckily, I'm married to a man who doesn't feel threatened by the type of wife that can do these kinds of jobs. As a matter of fact, Jules has always encouraged me and made me believe that I can do just about anything if I put my mind to it. But that's not to say it has always been easy. I've come face to face with many fears and overcome them, and I believe anybody can do the same thing if they have the desire and the willpower to do so. I often talk to other women about my life aboard and all the different things I can do. And they virtually always say, "Oh, I could never do this," or "I could never try that." And I just say, "Have you ever tried to do it? You'll never learn if you don't try."
Dressed up in a latest fashion.
I wasn't born knowing how to do these kinds of jobs, but I was and still am always ready to try to learn new things. When the time comes to haul out, which we do every 2 years, I always look forward to it and try to be as much help as I can. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. This is the part I really love, hauling out in the boatyard. Most women hate it. I love it. It's kind of weird. I've definitely progressed as a painter and have learned so much over the years by asking and getting advice from more experienced people. The prep job is as important as the painting if you want it to turn out decent. It always puts a smile on my face when I'm working in the boatyard and guys go by and make comments like, "Hey Jules, I wish I had a helper like you in my life. It would be so much easier."
We just finished the bottom paint, and now Susan doing the top side. Polyurethane, that's right. My painter.
Really important part.
My painter, my wife, and my living partner. So I guess I want to love. Hope there's gonna be some reciprocation.
When it comes to doing maintenance on the mast and rigging, it kind of fell into my lap as I have no fear of heights and feel very comfortable working aloft. Plus, it's easier for Jules to lift me up than vice versa. But we always make sure before I go up the mast that all the lines, blocks, etc. are in good working order. Recently, one of our friends fell when he was working on his mast and broke his back. When I'm up there, I apply a fresh coat of linseed oil and inspect all the fittings, shackles, and blocks, especially when we're getting ready for a long voyage. But I can tell you this. Even though I'm not afraid to go up the mast when the boat is in a calm place, I'm absolutely terrified to do it when we're out at sea in rough or unstable weather. Those were the times when I really had to face my fears and overcome them. It was not easy though.
Running on the trysail, latitude 3 north, 180 miles from equator. We're repairing our broken halyard. There is Susan on the top of the mast. I
I enjoy navigation, and I always find it interesting to discuss future destinations while studying the charts with other cruisers. I also handle all the radio communications and chart plotting. Oh, okay, good. Which port in Russia are you going into? Over?
I go into Russia's port, Hodaka.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, you have a nice journey, and thank you for calling us back. Over. Emerald Steel clear.
Okay, thank you very much. Good voyage. Thank you.
That was cute.
There is the ship. We just talked to him. He is out of Peru in a way to Russia. Crossing our bow at latitude 33 north, 157 longitude. It's nice to see somebody.
I'm usually the one that gets to deal with the paperwork and authorities when we check into another country, possibly because I'm the more patient one. Jules doesn't deal very well with authorities.
Emerald Steel at the custom docks at the Bedworth Harbor. Susan went check in. There's the custom docks. Anyway, no waiting. Susan, after checking with the customs, she was ordered to get rid of our fresh eggs. So much for breakfast.
The LSZ1 comes with a carrying case, little LED light, integrated thread holder, all the little goodies that go
And a pretty seamstress.
Now all I gotta do is learn how to sew.
All right, I think you gotta do.
Okay. When the time came that we decided to change our headsail from a hank-on to roller furling, we bought a new Sailrite sewing machine and I learned how to sew. It came in very handy while making the sail conversion, awnings, and sail repairs.
Here is the way we are someplace in the latitude 30 north and 158 west, working on repairing a sail. I will not be able to film anymore because I gotta go help Susan to lead the sail too, okay? Alright, so we're signing off here. We are sailing right now and there is a staysail along. We have a slight breeze.
The wind's picking up.
The wind's picking up, so we're just ready to put the sail on.
To your hair.
I hope not.
Do you have this kind of tape, this special tape?
She gave me some with a
I
stump.
see it, yeah.
That's some special tape I have.
Alright. Does that hurt?
Not much.
Sorry. I've always been of a compassionate nature, but I believe I've become even more so as I've aged. I always try to put myself in the other person's position and ask how I would like to be treated if I were them. I help whenever I can. I love the water and feel very comfortable in it, so I guess it was a natural progression for me to do most of the underwater work. I can stay down for a very long time and feel almost meditative when I clean the bottom of the boat. This is what we picked up here. I have no idea how we're going to get it off. Going diving.
After getting most of netting off, here latitude 47, 27, Susie's getting ready to go dive on the bottom to cut the rest of the netting around the propeller. Okay, so you ready?
Ready.
All right. I gotta get off so I can help her.
But I was really scared to go overboard in the mid-ocean to clear the fishing net from our propeller. I guess just the thought of the absolute deepness of the ocean and what could be lurking down there kind of freaked me out. I did it because I felt it was important to have our engine running as we were approaching the Straits of Juan de Fuca.
Susan just got out of the water. But luckily she was able to untie the netting.
And when the time comes, I'm always ready and willing to take my turn at the helm, rain or shine, and stand my watches too. Over the years, I've learned how to work with steel, wood, and fiberglass, but fiberglassing is definitely my least favorite thing to do. Jules usually handles that. And last but not least, but the most important thing, I never imagined I would be cooking on board a sailboat, heeled over on her ear, or trying to figure out what kind of food to make when all the fresh food is pretty much run out, and all you have to work with are a few cans and some onions.
Okay, Susan, tell me what you did this morning already.
Well, this morning while you were sleeping, I made a coffee cake out of some peaches I had left over and walnuts. It's peach walnut coffee cake crumble. And now we're going to have hash browns, bacon, eggs, and toast for breakfast. I made some fresh bread yesterday, and we're going to toast that and have it with a little butter and jelly toast. And it's going to be a yummy day. So, as I come to the end of my story, I'd like to thank you for coming along on my life's journey. In the beginning, I knew nothing about sailing, but by being willing to learn and persevering, I think I became a sailor that one can depend on. Okay everybody, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. And if you did, don't forget to leave a comment and a thumb up. And we'd also like to thank all the people that support our channel through Patreon and PayPal. Thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate your support, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.